Good morning and welcome to chapter 124 of our streaming adventure. It's about 3 a.m. on the East Coast, and we are getting ready for vintage event number 1. Currently 244 people. At 257, we trigger the next amount of rounds of Swiss, which would be 9. So we will see either we have a very full 8-round event or we just slip over into 9. So a lot more like once you tip into a new round, you can have worse records make it, if that makes sense, and especially when draws don't exist, that you have the potential for a lot more X and 2s to sneak in. Woke up about like 4 minutes before my first alarm. I had a whole bunch of alarms set. I had 2:30, 2:35, 2:40, 2:45, and for whatever reason my eyes snapped open at 2:26. So we were up and ready to go, which is good. I got a nice tall glass of water. I believe so. Yep, 4-color breach. So we are playing this. Basically not green, but everything else. I like seeing the Abrade in the main. I do still want to have white for Monastery Mentor and Teferi, and I think Lavinia is a really powerful tool to have, so I wanted access to that. And then I moved sideboard plans around a little bit to kind of set up better, and hopefully we do end up setting ourselves up a little bit better. Morning, morning. Glad to see you awake. 204, 250. So yeah, I think we're going to come right up to 256 is the threshold. 257 is the first person of the next round. So last never went to sleep. Well, that's one way to do it. Yeah, we're hovering right around 250 right now, which means it'll be a very full 8 rounds. $251. $251 has 8 people at 7 and 1. So actually, that's definitely brutal. Being an X and 1 and losing out to tie breaks. Whereas as soon as we get to 257, you get 2 X2s in. I mean, it's still a tiebreaker dance, but... And then it now pays out to the top 128. So that's what? If we go back to 251. Top 128 would be 9, 37, 92, 160. So somewhere in the middle of 4 and 4 we'll get the payout. I've got some nice goldfish crackers for breakfast. So for that next minute and a half, I think I'm going to crunch on those. So from what I can see, it's 256, which, if true, will be insane. Yes, I would like to play first. So right off the bat, I'm not sure that's a keepable hand. Thank you, thank you. Ugh. I thought that first one was bad. Lavinia. Wow. Well, I don't necessarily think maybe we could have kept that first hand. Tundra. Ruby. So they drew a jet. That's even more brutal because by drawing a jet, that gives them access. Oh, that's kind of brutal. So if I don't counter this, so I assume they vamp, right? It's too bad I couldn't have had my own Lavinia. Or tapped the Pyroblasts. I mean, if I'm them, I go get a threat like, I don't know. Do you go get PO? They even won the flip. Maybe they went and got their own protection spell. I would have gotten my own protection spell, I think, whether it's... If all they got was Pyroblast or whatever, that's not as great. Alright, so they still have a Crypt. I want to wait and fight over the next... Like, did they get a new PO? I mean, that's how PO works. I'm sure they found a new one. So Tinker... They still have enough that they could go into a new PO. Kind of interesting they did not choose to eat the Mana Crypt. That would be sick. Not only can you not pay for these spells, I would like you to use all the rest of your mana. What else you got, dude? I'm just over here eating goldfish crackers. We did hit 256 people. Okay, I yielded for the turn, so I'm not quite sure why I had to come back to respond to a brainstorm. 256 people exactly. That means... Yeah, one person misses at X1. If the pair downs always win. Or... I guess it always has one. Interesting. Because it's 256. It's a perfect 256. So yeah, somebody's going to be disappointed at X1. already win, Mike? Nice. I feel like my opponent has taken longer to tutor some of this stuff than I don't know. I like their choice of demonic tutor since it is the same choice as my demonic tutor. Sometimes you just gotta go for the bling. See, maybe those are the kind of matches I needed. I needed matches that'll be over in, what did that take it? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? I've been waiting 10 minutes just for this guy's brainstorm to resolve. I mean, we're up 5 minutes on clock already. That seems a little excessive, but I mean, I also could have chose not to continue to fight out this game after I mulligan to 5, but instead, I'm going to eat trail mix. Yeah, dude, I yielded for the turn. That means you can do anything you want this turn. So, looking at my sideboard, energy flux is not normally what you want against PO. Although I'm wondering if, are they not, but that, yeah, that's what I'm thinking is, do they seem like the person that's not going to play around energy flux appropriately? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I'm thinking is that's why we go into that. So they also have shown they have Yogg-Will. Does Yogg-Will mean I want surgical extraction? Because I kind of wonder if I take their POs, do they fall apart? Like, yeah, that first one gets me, but maybe if I discard. Like, it's just kind of surprising. It's taking them 6 seconds to play a Mox. What are you doing? Go get Mentor. I mean, I just woke up, but maybe they've been awake the whole time. No, I'm thinking more that if they play a paradoxical once, it feels like taking paradoxicals from their deck seems powerful, but I don't know that that's necessarily true. I mean, they are 13 minutes out of their 25-minute clock already. And I don't know. I mean, it might take them a good amount of time to still finish this turn. I do think the problem is, so that opening hand, I don't know, that opening hand didn't feel like it did anything. That's why I mulliganed it. But it probably was okay to have kept, you know. Let's see if they can manage their triggers. What would be funny? I mean, other than Teferian play, but for them to go for like a big turn and then like cast Paradoxical and then you like brain freeze them for 60 cards. And you'd be like, oh, that's too bad. I thought you had more cards left, but no. They're now 15 minutes into game one. Sure. I'm not sure what other cards you thought you needed. Yep. Find a time walk. Oh, we tutored for Mox Pearl. That's bold. Sure. Keep playing. Alternatively, you could have played one of them, time walked, and then played the extra token. Mm-hmm. So where is your top? you have to discard a few cards. Oh, that's true. They got exiled. I forgot. I said you're gonna take that one. Yep. So they're now 17 minutes in to this first turn. They got 21 points of damage. Click all your attackers. You could also right click all. Okay. We were not going to draw out of it. Spoilers. I think it does. Yogwill say until end of turn when you play a spell that they get exiled. This turn, no? The question is to whether also play by force to mess with them. I think I want the Lavinia for sure, but the by force is the one I'm questioning. Probably not. Okay, so I think I want the Pyroblast. Take through time. I've purposely did all the bling arts. I also, because I'm playing the brainstorm I play in real life, I got the matching frame Pyroblasts to complete it. I think I still want Mindbreak Trap. Summit. Alright, it took them 17 minutes to play that first round. So I have Pyroblast and Narset and Force of Will. Would be great to draw. Bowls Part 2. Yes, I will accept either one. thank you, thank you. Now the question is, do I wait one more turn so that I can play Narset and have the Pyroblast up? No. This is not a coward stream. Nice, that instant resolved. Do I give myself a new Force of Will? Do I give myself Demonic Tutor? I mean, if we're in the prevent defense here, I could see that, Mike. I think that would be an interesting way to do it. But they chose not to mental misstep this. Interesting. Okay. Sure. So Time Walk is what they drew. They don't currently have another land either. Sprite Dragon. Okay. Attack our Narset, sure. Sure, another land. Sure. They got Force of Will. Okay. I think I want both. But so force pitching Brainstorm from them. think they realized they're running low on time and they probably can't win that game. Alright, so Tabler talked more about cutting the black entirely, underground, giving myself force plus mountain. I mean, the fact that I cut Vampiric Tutor does give me access to more red. Do I have maximum things going into my turn? I still want to activate. Done the one. Yeah, I just so Vampiric, any of the top deck tutors I'm always a little frustrated with, but Demonic Tutor has really seemed to have earned a spot. I'm playing 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm playing 7 fetches. So it doesn't, I don't really happen to, like, and the problem that I don't have a good balance in the fetches, and I should probably have another Scalding Tarn versus, like, this random, I should have 2 more Scalding Tarns instead of this Delta and this Strand if I'm playing the Mountain sideboard. Like, that's just a flaw here. I should have 4 Scalding Tarns with 1 of each of the other ones, because this Mountain is not going to get found by 5 out of my 7 fetches. So that was just wrong on my part. I think I used like a previous mana base, not considering the mountain in the sideboard. I think I'm gonna stick with this though. And I think I'm on defense mode with their 5 minutes on the clock. They have mulligan to 6. I'm going to keep because this gives me the potential to have Flusterstorm and Red Elemental Blast both on the first turn. Let's just see if we're dead. Okay, we're not. Who knows? We might need it. Like, I feel this hand is a little underwhelming without other things to do. But they are in the red zone now. Paying costs. That makes me think PO. Over here, it talks about that they're paying costs. Yeah, we could have drawn some better cards. Hard cast force. Alright, now there's no more cool things in our hand. But they also only have one card. Hey, thank you, thank you. Alright, so I'm going to play out the Volcanic here so that Misty Rainforest can probably set up for the other Red Elemental last. Oh, we've had some lands in this game. I mean, Pyroblast is a counterspell we're still allowed to play, so that's why I think I'm holding on to it. Preordain, they topped, and then they preordained again. And I have a life total to play with, so I can take this 2 a couple times and keep Pyroblast for something that matters. I guess that is a spell. End step, Vampiric. Yeah, we're not dead yet. And we are allowed to cast Mindbreak Trap on the card they went and got. Counterspell that one. I hope I'm ahead. They don't have any cards in there yet. I'm allowed to cast my Force of Will here. Nice. Nice. That's kind of funny. it, it was on top. What you working with? Sapphire, Soul Ring, Flusterstorm. Okay. What is that Soul Ring? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I crack that, I'll be at 6. That would leave Flusterstorm. Flusterstorm would be for 3 mana, which I could pay. But I'm not going to play it now if they're going to play out there. Sprite Dragon. Ponder did not shuffle. Tundra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, these are good ones. These are good ones. Okay. Go to my next turn. Alright. So they were close on time, but we did just manage to get there anyway, so. Alright. One O, beating up on PO. Now, do I think the fact they took so long in the first game hurt them for the subsequent games? I mean, I can't speak for sure, but I know once my clock gets lower, I do feel a little bit more rushed. I do feel like, okay, I got to make these decisions, and it let the pressure of the clock on them let me purposely kind of play more defensively and, you know, kind of absorb their punches and then fight back, which is kind of how this deck anyway is meant to kind of have that control. Like, I feel like I've seen their name before, but yeah, it's possible that they are just new to, well, they could be a vintage player that is potentially new to PO, and PO is a bit daunting in that you don't have some of the sequencing is a little bit, I need to play these cards in a certain order. I can maximize by getting Mentor and then playing our Moxes after. I mean, yeah, that's also possible that Magic Online is a new interface. I know a couple people that had literally just got Magic Online for the first time to play in this event, so I don't want to be like, I think if they would have maybe presented a little bit sooner. But I mean, I guess once they played mentor and had enough requisite monks, should I have just scooped? For purposes of good sportsmanship and knowing that time is a resource on Magic Online. I mean, I think there is a difference between like I think if they had done that in a league, I'm gonna be less apt to try to time somebody out in a league or a challenge or something. But I feel like this is the premiere of events, so I want to make sure like I kind of hold myself. Like I know in the fifth round of the Legacy event, in the fifth round of the Legacy of the Eternal Weekend thing, I was very mad to be on the other side of it. But then again, I probably was taking too long with my own choices. I'm new to Legacy, like they might be new to Vintage. So, no, I'm thinking of kind of the karma of that. The what goes around comes around. So, I do. And I don't think it's necessarily. I felt like I kept playing. I feel like I still had options in this game. Like I still had counterplay and stuff, whereas I believe the opponent in round five literally had nothing, and they were able to navigate the interface better than me, and then that's why they won. Because they certainly weren't winning with what was in play, whereas I feel like I could still. I wasn't purposely punishing them for clock. I still have counters and stuff that I can do. So I'm thinking through, I guess, my own justification. These are the kind of thoughts you have at 3:53 in the morning.